So with markets trading nearly at all-time highs, is there anything that is actually a stock worth buying right now? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions, and in this video, we're going to be breaking it all down for you. One of the first things that I want to share with you is that one thing that I love to preach to our LPP traders who are just getting started into the market is that different time frames give you different perspectives. If you are someone that was trying to make money today, an intraday trade, again, if you wanted to buy a stock to make money, it probably would not have made sense to have purchased Robinhood. On the 5-minute time frame or even on the 1-minute time frame, it was very clear to see that it's trading below the moving average. It's forming lower highs and lower lows. So a lot of you guys have seen that I love using Investing Pro when performing a technical analysis on a lot of the different companies that I analyze. But one of the new features within investing.com, which is all under the same ecosystem, is the new technical analysis feature that, depending on your intentions, again, an intraday play means shorter time frames, right? So 5-minute, 15-minute, everything is saying strong sell. It's very clear to see that everything is highlighting. It makes more sense to sell or to short than it does to buy. But remember, different time frames give you different perspectives. Maybe you're not someone that's trying to make money right now. Maybe you're looking for a swing trade, something to buy and hold for a number of days. Maybe you're looking to invest, meaning that, again, you intend to hold and to tolerate a longer position than just an intraday play, right? Your timeline is different than someone that's just trying to day trade today. So when we go back to performing a technical analysis, very quickly on the 1-hour time frame, we can see that, oh, wait, this does look very different. This is a very bullish stock for 2025 with higher highs and higher lows. And we can see that it tends to find a support at the moving average. And based off of the recent retracement that we've seen right now, if my intention is to buy the dip and hold for a number of days based off of the 30-minute, the 1-hour, and even the 4-hour, I could see that, again, everything is still pointing up. It's still a bullish stock. And based off of the recent retracement, this might be a pullback I might want to buy into, again, depending on my timeline. So now when we go back to investing.com, we can clearly see that, oh, wow, this thing on the 5-hour is now saying it's a strong buy. On the daily, it's a strong buy. On the weekly, it's a strong buy. On the monthly, it's a strong buy. Well, why is that? Well, very quickly, I can look at the daily, I can look at the weekly, and I can look at the monthly where everything is literally pointing up because this stock has been such a strong performing stock. So the whole point of this technical analysis tool is, again, you should never trade based off of what other people are telling you. It's just to be able to use it as a reference where if you're just getting into the market and you're still becoming familiar with technical analysis, by having these tools and access to this tool, it can just help support you as a trader, not define you by always needing to trade based off of what these indicators are telling you. Now, one of my favorite features myself when it comes down to Investing Pro is, let me pull up Robinhood very quickly, is this fair value indicator. This tells me not just based off of one analyst, as we all know, a lot of them are often skewed, but 21 analysts. And it tells me that the fair value of this stock is right around $56. Well, if we look at Hood and we look at it on the 4-hour on the day chart, it's trading at $105 after market hours or at $104 from when the market closed. So if it's saying that the fair market value is right around $60, $59, and it's currently trading at $105, there's a big disconnect there. That means that there's 46% of potential downside, high uncertainty. And when I scroll on down and look into its PE ratio, this is a company that trades at 60.9 times its earnings. It's a company that produces a net income of $1.59 billion, very clearly stated there. But it's a company that has a market cap of $92 billion. And if I want to dive even deeper, right, and perform a fundamental analysis, like you guys saw me click here, they have the Investing Pro feature, which is a pro research. By clicking that, it actually provides a fundamental analysis that they put together, and it makes it so much easier for me to understand how this company actually produces revenue, where the gross profit goes, where their costs go, and how it produces its net income or net profit of $1.6 billion. But remember, this isn't for everyone, and not everyone needs this. But the whole point of having access to these tools are to better support you as a trader or as an investor. Now, the whole reason that I'm making this video is I thought Robinhood was a really good example of a stock that can highlight different timelines for different traders and investors. As you saw, intraday, this made no sense to be buying Robinhood today if your intention was to make money today. So different time frames give you different perspectives for different traders. But if we look at the 1 hour, still looks bullish. If we look at the 4 hour, still looks bullish. If we look at the day chart, still looks incredibly bullish. So again, if my intention was to hold for a number of days based off of the current sentiment, the current story, and the current price action, according to these tools, it's very clear that Robinhood looks to be like a good buy according to these indicators. The thing that I always want to shed light on is, again, no indicator is going to be perfect 100% of the time. At the end of the day, you always still want to look out for yourself because, like you saw, this is saying that it's a strong buy on the 5 hour or on the daily chart, and it all does, right? But that's based off of current price action. We all know that if Trump begins to start a trade war, if a war begins to break out overseas, or if for some reason inflation begins to uptick as tariffs support the case of that they are inflationary, then at that point, markets would expect to experience a downturn, especially as we're currently approaching earnings season, right? Where all these companies are going to start reporting earnings. So yes, it's useful to have access to these different research tools because it does help support you as a trader and as an investor to make more informed and educated decisions, not just off of technicals, but also being able to provide and do a fundamental analysis, something that again is very useful for investors that are not just looking to get lucky, but actually willing to put forth the work and to identify, wow, wait, let me look at this. This is a company that produces only $1.6 billion in profit, but it's currently valued at $92 billion. Wait. This is a company that if I completely zoom out, I could see that from when it IPO'd, there was so much hype, and that was during the last crypto run. But then from that price point, moving forward, it sold off 91% before it began to recover and is now up 20% after 4 years. Imagine losing 90% to make 20%. I don't know about you, but those risk to reward ratios don't look very favorable. Remember, in a market full of greed, know when to be conservative. It's not that you should be scared to trade these overvalued and overhyped up stocks, because remember, the whole story for 2025, if the stock market were to have a story, is that if a company has a good story and good price momentum, it has the environment to run and to rally during current market conditions. But we all know long-term fundamentals do matter. And most importantly, it is best for you not to be surprised, but to be prepared by understanding what these companies are actually doing. So you're not just impressed that it's trading at an insane valuation, $104 per share, but that you see through that facade of a price and you can actually understand what the company is producing in revenue. Because at the end of the day, that is what matters most. How the company is doing fundamentally. Technicals matter short term, fundamentals matter long term. The more overvalued and overbought a company is, the harder it will fall during a downturn. If you don't believe me, again, just look at its past and look at its history. Not even just based off of 2021 retracement, but even just earlier this year when it rallied. And then again, it wasn't just Robinhood, it was a handful of different companies during the trade war. But Robinhood itself lost 54% in just 50 days. Think about that, losing half of its value in just 50 days. The more overbought and the more overvalued a stock is, the harder it will fall during a downturn. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a part of this, but just know that you're paying a premium based off of its current price and what the company actually produces in revenue, and understand the disconnect. If you're okay with the risk, nothing wrong with it. You're an adult, you can do whatever it is that you want, but just make sure that you do your part in making an informed decision. And for all those that, again, are asking how you can get access to Investing Pro, the first link in the description down below will not only offer you 50% off Investing Pro, but also an additional 15% off, so 65% total off their yearly subscription. So if you want to look into it, again, first link in the description down below. It's their biggest sale, and a very simple question to ask yourself. Would having access to this resource make you a more informed and a more calculated trader and investor? And if the answer is yes, then you can make the informed decision to invest in it. And if the answer is no, there's no hard feelings. You don't have to invest in it if you don't see value in it. And you guys let me know down in the comment section what you think. Is Robinhood a good company to invest in right now? Or is it an overvalued, overhyped up stock that is just moments away from crashing? Let me know down below. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Remember, all the links are down in the description. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.